welcome po. Welcome to Sports IQ, our video interviews, weekly video interviews for Inquirer. So, Coach, first of all, how's Gilas po? Yung 5-on-5 po na. How's their training? How's their preparation?
Hi, Bong. Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to everyone. Our Gilas Pilipinas 5-on-5 men's team are still in the thick of things inside the Inspire bubble. We've been practicing for the past 7 to 9 weeks already. And we're trying our best to fast track whatever development that is needed for us to be competitive in the next 2 tournaments. There are a lot of things that we should learn. Of course, our offense must be close to perfect. Our defensive schemes must be ready for the opposition. And the chemistry, which is very important in trying to come up with a strong team. We're slowly building on it, and we just hope that we will be able to compete well against the teams that we are up against.
Coach, how big and how important is it that Angelo Kouame finally has his Philippine passport? As in, hawak na po niya yung Philippine passport niya.
Yes, it's very important. So that is one less distraction as far as our preparation is concerned. What we're trying to do right now is include him in the FIBA map so that he will be eligible to play as a naturalized Filipino. And we all know what he can do inside the basketball court. He is 7 feet. He knows exactly the system that we're running under Coach Tab. He has incredible instincts on defense. He is long. He is wide. He is quick. So defensively, I think he will be an asset. And usually when you have a player like that manning the paint for you, and you're a guard, for example, or you're a shooting guard, your confidence level will just improve, knowing that there is an opportunity for you to get offensive rebounds. And that is exactly what Koaume brings to the table for all of us. A lot of defensive presence and a lot of rebounding might that will cover some of our weaknesses as a basketball unit.
And po, Coach, how about po yung 3-on-3? Disappointing end sa campaign nila sa Austria. So, at this point po, at this moment, what are the plans? What are the future plans po? What are the future plans for the 3-on-3 team?
Yes, at this point, of course, it goes without saying that we failed to deliver the result that we've been envisioning. We tried our best to come up with a solid team, a competitive team. Unfortunately, we were not able to win. In as much as there are a lot of hindrances and a lot of humps along the way, the challenges, of course, posed by IATF restrictions and also our contact tracing and all that, we really came in unprepared, unfortunately, because of a lack of practice time. And we're cognizant of that reality. But instead of us looking at all the problems, it is important for us to identify the things that we can improve on. It is also doubly important for us to look for ways to strengthen and enhance our program. It is something that we've discussed extensively in the past few days together with the team that represented us. We waited for them to come back and complete our post-mortem. We had a discussion also with 3x3 experts. We also had a discussion internally with our SBP hierarchy. And we are ready to present our concrete plans moving forward. At this point, again, we are just ready to move forward. We know exactly what is needed. And we're definitely going to take those steps to bring us to the next level. As far as 3x3 men's is concerned, probably at that level, we are not yet ready. And of course, again, the preparation time was just simply not enough for us to compete against the best in the world, vying for an entry in the OQT. But there will be steps that we will do. As of now, we've discussed and we've talked about having players who will be dedicated to 3x3. Hindi na yung sometimes, hopefully, we can get players who will just play 3x3 exclusively. That is very important for us because it is an entirely different ballgame. It's more physical. There are lesser one-on-one moves, a lot of screens, a lot of ball movements, a lot of man movements. Those are our complete takeaways. And hopefully, we will be able to operationalize it and see how we can be competitive. We've had great gains already with 3x3. I mean, we already won our Southeast Asian Games gold medal, very first time in its offering, and also our women's 3x3 also, nanalo rin. But ang level ngayon and the challenge for us is to bring the bar a little higher and make us compete in the world stage. So that is our goal. That is our task at this point. And we will move heaven and earth just to make sure that we will reach that optimum level.
Coach, you said kanina na you, in the future, baka you will make a pool of players solely focused sa 3-on-3. Right now we have two leagues. I can say we have two leagues of 3-on-3 because we have Chooks already and yung PBA will make their own 3-on-3. So, how important is it to have two leagues, two professional leagues that could supply players for the national team?
Yeah, it is very important. We are thankful for the local promoters to keep on playing 3x3 basketball. Again, another thing that we've learned is in order to compete well in a 3x3 tournament, you have to play a lot of 3x3 games. So we're also looking at the PBA 3x3. At this point, it can be a great repository of talent for us. We want to make sure that we leverage on the kind of competition level that we can generate out of that league. We also want to make sure that there is also a component wherein an identified expert in 3x3 from probably Europe, for example, just a continent, for example, wherein they have a better grasp at how to play 3x3. You have to remember that the top three teams in the last tournament were all European countries: Poland, Netherlands, and Latvia. Superpower United States basketball failed to make it past the quarterfinals. So that is how competitive that league is, the 3x3. It's a totally different animal. So we are opening ourselves up for a European consultant. That is definitely part of our pipeline. And we want to make sure that all the 3x3 leagues, there will be an opportunity for our players. If they don't make it to the PBA, for example, 5-on-5, then the 3x3 is a viable option for them. There is a problem, quote unquote, because we have a very strong 5-on-5 league, such as a PBA. And usually, if you're an aspiring basketball player, you gravitate towards 5-on-5. But right now, what we're trying to do is come up with a strong 3x3 tournament, PBA setting, and just have that track. If you cannot make it to the PBA, for example, because you lack the necessary papers, we have to take advantage of what is allowed by FIBA in terms of our papers playing for 3x3 tournaments. So those are the learnings that hopefully we'll be able to operationalize and we'll be able to execute.
And Coach, let's move back to 5-on-5 because Kai Sotto is here in the Philippines. But of course, yung 14-day quarantine is another hurdle. So Coach, will he be able to join Gilas for Clark for FIBA Asia qualifiers?
Well, the goal really is, the reason why you brought him over here is he really wanted to represent our flag and country. And SBP, for sure, will always pave the way for that kind of an opportunity for Kai to represent our country. Yes, that is true that the quarantine period is a hindrance, but we just have to accept the reality that we are living under extraordinary times, and we just have to follow government protocols. So it is now based on his development once he makes it to the team. Meaning, we want him to perform at his best. I think that is what the coaching staff has been espousing. That is what the fans really want to see. So for as long as there is great value for him, and you consider, of course, chemistry and the way he adopts to the system and all that, that is what is so important for us. So whether your question is he gonna make it to Clark? It's an aspiration at this point. We will see. It's tough because of the quarantine period, but the OQT is a bigger possibility, of course, because there is a little more time to prepare. And I know you understand that part of the preparation. especially building chemistry and understanding offensive concepts and also defensive schemes. But very much welcome that Kai is already in town, and we appreciate his gesture to make himself present and available always.
And po, Coach, kasi po yung issue a few days ago, Kiefer Kiefer going to, not going to, signing with Chica in the Japanese B League. And then the PBA said it's not allowed because of the UTC. But what's your reaction to that, Coach? Can Kiefer ultimately play? Because he posted that he got the blessing from NLEX. He got the support from the PBA.
Yeah. To be honest with you, Bong, I am just following the news also. This is something that I don't have a deep understanding whether he said he had an agreement with his mother team. Of course, that is gospel truth if he's saying that. And there is also another angle wherein the PBA is saying that there is a tripartite agreement, meaning the player, the mother team, and of course the league. So I am just hoping that we will be able to settle it. It should be a win-win situation for everyone concerned. And I just hope that this should not serve as a divisive action plan again, because we've been witnesses to a lot of problems in the past few days. Of course, this pandemic is also causing us a lot of sleepless nights because of uncertainties and all. So what we're always aspiring for is good news. So that good news means the PBA will serve its interest, and Kiefer will also be able to do whatever he wants. And of course, at some point, you can't have and marry both things. But this is something that I also want to see. At this point, I am just a keen observer. I want to see how this will progress.
And Coach, let's move on po. About naman kay Ping, he's the talk of the Philippine sports last week because he retired. For you, Coach, what's the most special thing about Marc Pingris? Not only as a player, but also as a person outside the basketball court.
Oh, what I like about him is the inspiration that he was able to generate and passed on to the next generation. This guy was born without a silver spoon in his mouth. He practically was so determined to use basketball as his platform and make it his ticket out of poverty. And I've been saying that, and he's been very open about that. He was not born rich, but he used basketball to improve his state in life. And he was able to do so. So that is really a marked thing for him as far as legacy is concerned. The way he will pass it on to the next generation. Because for some people, they will just look at themselves and see, okay na ako, relax na ako, okay na ang buhay ko. But with Ping, he will always say, I will always play this role and the role of being a good role model. So that is what I like about him. We've been having a lot of talks the past few days. We've been burning the lines, either talking or sending messages to each other. And now his next goal is, again, to further develop the sport through the experiences that he was able to generate. He wants to help in whatever capacity. It could be coaching, or just could be speaking, and just talk about his nice moments with the game. Part of it, of course, are the hardships, and it's not just going to be easy. But through it all, what is so incredible about him was he dreamt, and he was able to make his dream come true. Not by accident, but through hard work.
Coach, because you, in 2005, 2006, I think, Pure Foods had to trade Marc Pingris to San Miguel because of depleted lineup. How hard was it for you, Coach, to trade away your one of your favorite players? Kahit if it's only for a year.
No, it was painful. I did not realize that our paths will cross again, and we will be able to be together again. Alam mo, sa PBA, may touch move yan eh. Once you make a decision, wala nang balikan eh. Di ba? So when I made that basketball call, I'll say it as a basketball call. It was nothing emotional, nothing personal about that move. I thought all along that it would make my team competitive, I sat down with him and I told him, Mark, I am making a basketball call. This is not in any way a reflection of you as a person, but I thought this is the right thing to do for us. So I made that call. But I told him, it should never destroy our relationship. There is nothing that is going to change. You still call me, I will still call you, and we will still have that strong bond together. What we're basically losing is the routine. It is just the routine. We're not going to see each other every day in practice. We're not going to be together after practice. So that is basically what we're breaking. But don't break the relationship. And he kept it to heart. True enough, after 1 or 2 seasons, there was an opportunity for me to make that move again. And I begged management, could I bring back Marc Pingris? And I was just so happy that management was so supportive. When he came back, it was as if nothing happened. So I told him that the relationship has remained intact. The kind of bond that we've developed never broke. And now the routine is back again. And that eventually enabled us to come up with a strong unit and eventually gave us another championship. And that was really a great story. How you can make those decisions that would be ineffective, but at some point rectify those things and turn it into possibilities. And that possibility resulted to a championship.
And Coach, because you said kanina sa PBA may touch move eh. Once you make kasi for example nung na-trade si I forget si Jacinth, I forgot his real name, from San Miguel to Kia. Yun si Tubid. When he was traded from San Miguel to Kia, he said po na it's almost impossible to return to San Miguel. And yung kay Ping is similar way. You traded him to San Miguel, then he came back. Did you, in that time period po, from the trade and the return, during that time, did you expect that you will have an opportunity to take him back again? And what was it like bringing him back again? What was the conversations with the team governors with San Miguel?
To be honest, I was realistic. I never entertained thoughts that our paths will cross again. But I remember I was not winning. There was a period in my career in basketball, especially in the year 2009, wherein we were piling up more losses than wins. So I had to talk to our governor, Governor Pardo, our president, Butch Alejo, and our team manager, Alvin Patrimonio, and I told them, please give me a chance to again come up with a team that I feel like will fight till the end and just have the opportunity to win another championship. Because you look at the timeline again of Pure Foods, I came in 2002. We were lucky enough to win a championship, but we needed to rebuild the franchise because Alvin was already considering retirement. So we needed to get another centerpiece in our roster, and we were lucky in James Yap. So we surrounded James Yap with key talents, Kirby, and of course, PJ Simon, and then Marc Pingris. We never won a championship till the 2005-2006 All-Filipino Conference. And after that, we still made it to the finals in 2008. But come 2009, we were on a downhill spiral. And you know that industry. And I signed up for this. If you don't win games, you be ready to be fired as quick enough as when you got hired. So I was contemplating on I'd be fired first before I get the pieces that I like. But the stars aligned. We were able to get back Ping. I was able to get back Artadi. All of a sudden, we have a very strong unit chemistry-wise. Rico Hopper was our rookie. Rafi Rivas was there. Kirby was at his prime. James was incredible. Jun Simon was fantastic. Even Roger Yap was stable. So those were the team that complemented that team to go all the way to the finals and win 4-0 against Alaska. It was a good story to tell. And Ping was definitely a major piece in that puzzle.
Yan, Coach. Maraming salamat po. Thank you for your insights.
Ang dami, no, Bong?
O nga po eh. Pero I made sure na we had to condense it to the best of Pingris memories. Yan po, Coach.
Oo. Sige. So again, I think we touched on a lot of things. Our 3x3 we are cognizant enough to identify that we need to tweak it. And as far as our direction is concerned, I just want to borrow the statement of the great Pat Riley when he lost to Milwaukee Bucks a few days ago. He said, we're ready to move forward, and we know exactly what we need to do, and we know where we are going. So we just want to make sure that there is enough faith for us, and we will reach that desired destination. 5-5. I hope there are a lot of expectations with 5-5, but at this point we need to temper it because it is a development team that we're trying to build all the way to 2023. So those are the things that I think I want to share with all of you. Thanks, Bong, for the time, and thanks, of course, to my friend Francis Ochoa.
Thank you, Coach. Maraming salamat po. And goodbye and ingat po, Coach. Ingat po lagi.